Rogers had no intention of going that far south, so he turned east into a remote, sparsely populated area where he and Abby had stumbled upon an Anasazi site the previous fall. In less than a mile, the road disappeared, and Rogers found himself slowly picking his way around and through granite boulders, salt and sagebrush, cheatgrass, and misshapen sandstone pinnacles and buttes. A large-eared pinon mouse darted in front of the truck, disappearing into a stand of isolated junipers. "Think anybody discovered our little treasure?" His wife looked genuinely bored. "I doubt it. It's a pretty remote site, and we're so early in the season that most people haven't started hunting in earnest." "I hope you're right." When Rogers felt he could go no further without risking damage to the truck and trailer, he stopped and set up camp not far from where he believed the site was located. He disconnected the trailer and unloaded the off-road vehicle while Abby busied herself unpacking. A cool desert breeze blew vermilion specks of sand into his eyes, causing them to tear. In the distance, he could see a small cluster of large cottonwood trees and willows, an indication of a creek or other water source nearby. A whip-tailed lizard scampered through camp, disappearing into a rock formation just as Abby emerged from the trailer. The creature startled her, and she cried out, "Gosh, I never get used to those little guys." "What?" he said, glancing up from his GPS. "Nothing, just a lizard." Abby studied Rolly as he read coordinates on his GPS while reviewing a detailed map of the area. She loved the man to death, always had. She considered him her own version of Indiana Jones. It was silly, she knew. The thought made her smile. Abby zipped her fleece vest tight around her neck and shivered involuntarily in the cold evening breeze. She looked skyward and noticed an accumulation of puffy white clouds on the western horizon above jagged rock formations cast in hues of orange and pink in the evening twilight. "Did you check the weather before we left?" she asked. What worried her was the possibility of rain. The soil was composed of sand and clay. When it rained, the clay adhered to tires, rendering roads impassable. If you had the misfortune of choosing a campsite near a dry wash bed, a sudden downpour could turn an otherwise dry wash into a torrent of raging muddy water, sweeping away anything in its path. "I did. The forecast calls for clouds, wind, but no rain. We should be fine." They met while attending Brigham Young University. Rolly had fallen for her almost immediately. The attraction was mutual, and they married at the beginning of his junior year. After graduation, Rolly accepted a teaching job at his high school alma mater in Kanab, Utah. With a newborn son and Abby at his side, they moved to Kane County and never left. "You're not thinking of trying to find the site tonight, are you?" she asked. He didn't look up from the topo map. "Why not?" "Because it's getting dark, and you know how these places give me the creeps at night." He looked over at her and shrugged. "Oh, come on, Abby. There's still a few minutes of daylight left if we get a move on it. Besides, we're supposed to have a full moon tonight, and that'll help us see. Might even be a little romantic." "Romantic? I don't think so. Just you, me, and a bunch of dead Indians? No thanks. I'm tired, and I'd rather wait until morning." That was his Abby, he thought. In their 37 years together, she always spoke her mind. He admired that quality about her, but he wasn't about to give up. "Look, I know where we are, and the gravesite can't be more than a few hundred yards from here. Let's just go take a quick look. We won't do any digging until tomorrow morning. I'm anxious to see whether anyone else has disturbed our little find or whether we'll be the first to turn soil." Abby had learned long ago that Rolly was tenacious when it came to hunting artifacts. Once on the trail of a possible site, he became almost obsessive. "I don't feel like walking," she said. "I don't either. We'll take the ORV." Reluctantly, she agreed. Abby paced nervously while Rolly searched for the keys to the ORV. Scanning the horizon in every direction, she observed giant rock sculptures of every size and dimension. As the evening